Today's video is a little controversial. Why did I think this would be a good idea? Style. That's right. We're going to talk about style and how focusing on style too soon can be detrimental to your artistic development and what you should do instead. I see a lot of beginners falling into the trap of chasing an art style off the bat. While that might work out for a small number of people out there, the reality is that for the majority of us, it does more harm than good. A little disclaimer here, what we're talking about in this video is catered more towards someone who is approaching art in a focused and dedicated way, who wants to turn it into a profession someday, as opposed to someone who simply does it as a fun and relaxing hobby. If you find yourself falling into the latter category, then you can just feel free and turn this off right now. I'll wait.
Are they gone?
By now, many of you might already be familiar with the Dunning-Kruger effect, which in simple terms states that you don't know what you don't know, so you may be inclined to think that you know more than you actually do? Take a look at this chart. So the idea is that when we first pick up a new skill, we go through this natural progression, which starts with a phase of naive optimism, also known as Mount Stupid. This is where we feel like we know a lot more than we actually know. But this doesn't last forever, and at some point, we take a tumble all the way down into the valley of despair. This is usually when we start becoming more aware of what it actually means to learn a new skill. And from there on, as we start climbing the slope of enlightenment, it's only a matter of time and consistency until we reach a level of proficiency. See, when you're at the peak of Mount Stupid, that's when you're most likely to assume that you've got it all figured out, and everything left for you to do now is just go and find a style to claim as your own.
Precious!
I get it. We all want to be seen and validated for the art we create. I mean, we're human. And when we take a look at social media, we're constantly bombarded with all these amazing artists, and each of them clearly have their own distinct style. And we want that for ourselves. The tricky part, though, is that we don't know how those artists got there. We don't know what they went through, what their struggles were, and how much they worked to get to where they are. So why shouldn't you focus on a style early on? Because it can seriously undermine your growth in several ways, and we're gonna go over them right now. Number one, it can box you in, narrowing down your artistic lens and keeping you within the limits of your comfort zone, like indefinitely. Number two, it can stifle your desire for exploration and experimentation, which is crucial for any artists, no matter the skill level or experience. Number three, it can get you to neglect studying and practicing, not only making you less interested in learning, but actually tricking you into believing that you don't need to. And last but not least, number four, it can limit your professional opportunities and avenues in the future. So what should you do instead? I can already see some of you rolling your eyes as I say this, but in the first few years of your art journey, the best approach is to spend as much time as you can learning and trying to understand as many things as you can. Be curious, look around you, learn to observe, try to get out of your comfort zone little by little. Explore, even if you can't do it well yet. That's okay. Focus on what interests you the most and try to study diligently. Consistency is key. Listen, I know studying isn't fun. It wasn't fun for me, and it's probably not going to be fun for you. More often than not, it comes with a lot of frustration and struggles. And above all, it takes time. It takes a lot of time. That's why it's important to sprinkle some fun stuff in there. Make art that brings you joy, that you're passionate about. Put those skills that you practice and learn to good use, which in turn will also give you the opportunity to evaluate your progress. Isn't that cool?
Hell yeah.
Try to find a good balance between how much time you dedicate to learning and how much time you dedicate to having fun. Personally, in the beginning, I would recommend like an 80-20 split, where 80% of your time goes to studying and practicing, and only 20% goes to, having fun. It's just for a while until you get to a certain level. As someone who's stood on top of Mount Stupid, and then fell all the way down into the Valley of Despair, and then slowly started crawling his way up through the Valley of Enlightenment, I can promise you that taking your time to learn and develop your skills is going to pay off. It's not going to happen overnight, but nothing worth doing ever does it? Learning art is a lifelong journey. Any seasoned artist will tell you the same thing. So just stop chasing style. Trust that it's going to develop naturally based on your personal aesthetic tastes, the art and artists that you admire, and your personal way of understanding the world through the artistic lens.
You got this!
Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. That's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Whew, shit.